This meeting is being recorded.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to In the Know with Peter Know. Today it is a very special day. Today is January 11th, 2023. So an hour ago, it was 11/11/111. What does that mean, everyone? That's a lot of ones, okay? So today's a lucky day for everyone that's on this call. My name is Peter No, Senior Presidential Director here with LifeWave. I have my beautiful Presidential Director here, Ms. Donna Reiners. How are you doing this afternoon, Donna?
I'm well. I'm thankful to be alive, thankful to be here, thankful to learn, thankful to contribute, full of a lot of thankfulness for 2023.
Good. So as we're starting our new series, everyone, first of all, Happy New Year's. If you are brand new here, I think I see Peter. What's up, Peter? Good to see you, my friend. I have my old networks coming back. I have my old friends in the industry that are joining back here again. So it's just really, really nice to see my old friends. And for all the new guests here, if this is your first time with Donna and I, big kudos to you. What I have done, or what we have done here, is Donna and I have taken a series, meaning that I really wanted to have a training course where we can talk about certain skills. We can talk about things in the industry. We can hands-on with everyone that is on this call that really wants to learn how to build their business, their brain, their brand, their body, right? We're gonna have to learn how to leverage, how to have a lifestyle, right? And then we're gonna learn how to duplicate and develop each other. And we can do that all during breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you like what you just heard, go to our Facebook page and go to our Telegram, as Donna has posted my first 10 episodes. This is the second episode going into the year. We have not found a name for this series yet, but what I would love to talk about every Wednesday is literally the nuts and bolts, literally the gym, okay? The nuts and bolts, what you need to know, what you need to learn, that you cannot get questions that you cannot ask others. And I would love for everyone here, if you have team members, if you have workout buddies that are lost, meaning they don't have anywhere else to reach, bring them to this call, okay? Bring them here so they can at least see everybody, touch base with everyone, and again, learn certain things that we already teach every day. So today's topic, okay, since we're starting off the year, I would just like to let everyone know, I personally am learning myself. Do you know that we all don't know what we don't know, right? And even if we do know the things we do know, sometimes there's things that we have to relearn. There's always upgrades, right? There's always updates. There's always new ways that we can learn from other people. So I'm gonna go really deep today in more of the 3-3-3, the ask, the share, and the giving. And I like to call it the 3 Ps today also, which is pre-qualify or peaking interest, pre-qualifying, and podcast.
Hold on. I have a question real quick, if you don't mind. If there is anyone here who learns by writing, like that's how you learn by reiteration, and then you want to take notes, I just encourage you to do so. Maybe you have a note section in your computer or on your phone and it makes you listen. Don't do it if it doesn't help you listen. Shut it out. But if you want to participate in that, I would love that. And then talk to me afterwards before we hang up and we can collaborate.
Perfect. So thank you, Donna, for that. And again, as we're starting this call today, everyone, it is 2023, okay? Whatever you have learned, if you've been here with us for already maybe a month or two, 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years or 3 years, okay? Just know, wherever you are in your business, you are okay.
Amen.
Are you okay with that? Okay. Now, I'm giving you permission, okay, to grow. I'm giving you permission to fail, okay? But if we're gonna fail, just make sure fail forward fast. When I say fail, failing does not mean, oh, I effed up or I gotta quit because I failed. Failing is an indicator, correct? Failing is an indicator that will push your heart. If you're not feeling good, if you don't feel good, don't dwell on that feeling. If you're not feeling good, that could be an indicator of something that your own instinct is telling you that maybe you're not growing, or maybe you're not doing the things you're supposed to do to grow, or maybe you're not just holding up to your responsibilities. And that is your internal compass trying to tell you, I'm not feeling good. Does everybody resonate with that or understand that? Okay. Now, I get that feeling too, everyone. Sometimes I feel like, oh, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? So I want to take everyone again through phases, okay? And I talked about this, I think, on a previous training. I want you to each assess, where are you in your career? Remember, there's 3 phases. There are people here that have never been in network marketing before. If you've never been in network marketing before, it's like you've never been into a gym. So imagine if you have never been to a gym and you physically have never worked out before. Do you have gym friends yet? No. Do you have people that can teach you nutrition or yoga or body working? Because if you've never been in that environment, if you've never been to the gym, that means none of your friends are in the gym. So if you were to walk into a gym, would you feel uncomfortable because you don't know certain things?
Oh yeah, you want to hide your body when you go into a gym for the first time.
Now, let me ask everyone, right? So let me ask everyone, who feels this way today? Who here today feels like they're kind of like uncomfortable, or they feel like maybe I don't know what to do every day as a networker, or I don't know the behaviors, or I don't know the actions, or I don't know where to spend my time. I don't know where to find leads. I don't know who to talk to. Who is in that phase right now or in that position? I think all of us, okay? Even myself. Now, good. Who feels like they're starting over?
I do.
Okay, man, I'm hitting the spot today.
No, it's good. We're all starting over in something, you know?
So I'm pretending right now. I am pretending I am starting over too. I am pretending I'm a brand new network marketer that Peter know 20 years ago, okay? I'm trying to put myself in everybody's shoes. Where was I? So I'm gonna tell everyone before I go there, I just wanna let you know, like I said, I give you permission because we're living in a different world today, everyone. After 2020, after the lockdown, people's minds have shifted. People are more, either there's 2 types of people now. There are people in total fear more than ever, or there are people like a lot of us here that took that fear and we pushed it through, and we pushed that fear out of the way. But then now, because we push that fear out of the way, your environment, meaning sometimes your family, your best friends, your coworkers, somehow relationship have changed in the last 2 years. Who's in that position, or who's with me on that?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so now you can look at it one way, meaning you can dwell on it like, Peter, I talk to everyone. It feels like nobody wants to work anymore. Everyone is freaking lazy right now. Everybody is just getting government money right now. They don't want to look at anything. They don't care about their health. Some of them are still wearing masks and stuff. So, stuff like that, right? Or you can shift that mindset, and I can think, well, you know what? If there's a lot of people in fear, maybe I don't want to give that person my energy, but maybe now at least they identified themselves, so I don't need to spend time looking for them, and I can spend all my energy looking for the lions. Now it's easier to identify somebody who is lit up or on the path to the light. Maybe it's easier to find people that already passed that fear and they're like, whoa, I'm looking for something. Does that make sense, everyone? Maybe it's because today, even though we're going into fear, there's still that 80-20 rule. There's still 20% of the people that are gung-ho, that are taking that fear and grabbing it, and they're moving forward. Does that make sense? So, but now it's just more work for us, right? Because now we got to go sift and sort those people. We got to go into the trenches. Even Peter knows. Even I have to make my own list now, going back to all my friends I haven't talked to years, months, because I have not contact. I'm serious. I have not talked to anyone new after the COVID lockdown. The only people that I have really connected with is my network, the people that are in LifeWave. Does that make sense? I have developed a relationship with all my personals, their personals, and their personals, even down to Maria Benson, to Asuko, to Francis. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting to know each other, even though we don't talk every day. I have built a whole new environment, a whole new world. Leading into this conversation, I want to ask each one of you, again, where are you at? Are you at now in this position where you're tired of being sick and tired? And maybe now, okay, let's make a list. Let's make a list. Now, we're going to talk about this very deep. Some leaders say make a list of 100 of people. Some people say make a list of 10 people. Some say pick a list of 20 people. What is right and what is wrong? There is no right and there's no wrong. Okay? But psychologically, it does make a difference if you just write down names. That's psychologically. But that does not mean that you physically have to call each name. But psychologically, when you make a list, you're physically telling your brain to go back to work and get those what do you call those nerve endings going, firing up. Does that make sense? Now, if you don't have networks, meaning that you don't have a personal, or you don't, maybe you've been a housewife or something for 20 years and you really never got out of the house. Maybe you've been stuck in a manufacturing job for 20 years and you've never learned how to make new friends out there. Does that make sense? What do you have to do now? You're going to have to go and make new friends. You're going to have to go into the community. You might have to go to a bowling team, church team, a whole charity team, or a health place, right? Write down exactly what Sandra says. Dr. Stacy says, you write down a person's name you're building a connection and energy field with them. Now, that's why you write it, okay? You physically write it. Now, am I gonna put people on this list that I don't want to ever talk to? No, no. No, okay? Just don't do that. Make sure that there's still quality people, people that are like you or better than you, okay? Always remember that. Like you or better than you. For example, when I say like you or not, are you gonna call someone that you know that is not motivated, doesn't have a job, and is not like you? No, okay? So you know what I mean, right? When we put down names. Personally, I like to put down people's names that I've met through network marketing. I like to put down people's names that I know that they are professionals, meaning they are in a professional service field, meaning hairstylist, yeah, some insurance agents, real estate agents, and those are really good right now. Real estate and loan officers, because that trend is shifting, right? So industries that are going down right now, you can reach out to them, right? Health professionals, right? Yoga studios, yoga teachers, people that are in your circle of field, things that you like to do, add them to your name. Now, we have a lot of baby boomers here that join us, okay? So many baby boomers, I hate to say this too, but I have a lot of baby boomers that they're like, Peter, my friends, they're retired. They don't want to do this. They don't want to share. They don't want to work. Do you get that too, Donna?
I do. So recently, as a matter of fact, I had surgery, and the day before surgery, I happened upon a gentleman at a restaurant in the middle of nowhere who, when we walked in, said to me, hey, City Slickers. And Craig and I are like, okay. And he said, y'all aren't around here. Y'all aren't from around here. And we're like, well, that's true. And I'm telling you, what was so odd is within 5 minutes, he starts talking about stem cells. Now, listen, that was the weirdest thing that has happened to me in a long time, but I wasn't surprised. So I looked at my husband and I grabbed a chair and I said, I'm sitting here. I don't know where you're sitting, but I'm sitting right here. And Craig's like, I'll be in the other room. I said, no worries. I'll be there in a minute. And so we started to chat about what he said. This is my point. He's 69. He's not interested in making money, although he could use some. He knows everybody's a community. He's not interested in vacations. He doesn't have any secret desires. We've talked through all those things. So I finally said, okay, could you just tell me what motivates you? Because we don't, by the way, I did enroll him within the hour with the silver. Okay. So anyway, on to the next thing. So as we've been talking now for the last week and a half, I said, so could you please tell me what motivates you? I said, because clearly getting something free doesn't motivate you. Making money doesn't motivate you. These things that we normally think of don't motivate you. Could you tell me what motivates you? He said, actually, I do know. I said, what's that? He said, our country, now this is his opinion, our country has been lied to and betrayed by our medical community and by big pharma. He has a lot of industry friends in those arenas. He said, so for me personally, the only motivation I have is revenge and retaliation against big pharma. And that is what I want to do it for. And I thought to myself, I've never heard that. And I looked at him, I said, you know what? That works for me. I'm happy to help your people. And so he's going through his community because he lives in a small community, which is golden to me. It's golden to me. You find somebody in a little town where they don't know where they know everybody and they don't have internet. I'm on that. And so his motivation was not our typical. So find the motivation of these retired people, because some of them do want to make a living. They just don't know it yet.
You just literally proved the point to me, Donna, that there is no excuse. There's always people that want something more. Doesn't matter what your age is. The older you are, actually, the better it is, because the more you've been in life, the more you've experienced life, the more you've defined your life, and the more on purpose you should be on already. And you have already lived this long already. It's kind of, a 20-year-old might have energy, but he does not have a network. He doesn't know as many people as a 60-year-old. But 60-year-old might not have that much energy left. So what a perfect combination to be in direct sales, to leverage the wisdom of a 60-year-old to give the wisdom to a 20-year-old, and the 20-year-old's energy can push the 60-year-old. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
That is the beauty why everyone needs to be in this kind of a network marketing, okay? And that will be another topic. But I wanted to really just get down today, help you understand, no matter where you are, you gotta restart your list. You gotta really go back and put in some time. And I have to do the same thing. I'm going back to my list and I'm re-engaging again. Why am I doing this? Everyone write this down. You gotta find the fire back to what gets you to do it. That gentleman that signed up with Donna, his fire was to wake people up against the big pharma, and his mission is to take this tool to get people off of drugs. How many of us want to get people off of drugs? That's your mission right there. That's your mission. That's straight out your mission. That's my mission. So when I talk to someone, when I physically talk to someone, I want to find out their problem. I really want to know. And if they tell me the problem is diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, what do I know? I know that they're on medications. And then I really dig deep in there. How do you like those medications? Nobody likes medications. Nobody likes side effects. How much don't you like it? Don't you like it enough where you want to do something about it? That is where we got to get to, okay?
Hey, also, you asked the question about you're making a new list. I'm making a new list because over the year and a half, I've become somebody new. And I just want to encourage y'all that feel like you're flat, feel like you're not reaching anybody, feel like you have no idea what you're doing, feel like, oh my God, here's another year and I still haven't sold anything or whatever, but you know the tool you have and you want to move forward. It has to be with intention. And I was on the phone the other day having conversation with a couple of people for this other gentleman. And when I hung up, a lady that was at my house, she said to me, she said, something shifted in you. All you did was have conversation. And she mentioned to me that she's always in a hurry and she's always wanting to get the sale and she's always trying to get all the information out. And I told her, I said, you know what? I was just like that. And I made a lot of mistakes, even over the last year. Over a year, I did that because I'm so passionate. I mean, I'm like the passion queen. And when I believe in something, everybody needs to have it. And so I ran over people, not realizing I was running over people. And the people that knew my heart didn't take offense. The people who didn't want to know my heart and just wanted to live in offense said, see you later, don't want to be you. So now I know my mistakes. And now I'm doing more listening and more asking questions and more waiting for the moment. Like, Charity, I notice, is real mature in how she responds to people. And she's just answering questions. So I'm asking and answering questions. And then I ask permission to send them something. And I haven't had anybody say no. But before it was like, no, thanks. Because I was so zealous.
Yes.
Just want to encourage you. We're tagging. So I just share with you that goes with where he's saying, start a new list with a new intention that now you know what you're doing. And now you can be at peace while you converse. And if you fail, fall forward and keep moving.
Now, what I don't want anyone to feel, because there are some leaders here that can enroll 100, 200, 300 people, and you might see that, okay? But again, they are in their third phase of their career. They've already been there. They don't need to do small talk because they're calling people that know them. For example, if Michael Jordan calls you and say, hey, Peter, I'm going to teach you how to play basketball. You're never going to say no because they recruited you. Get it? Can't say no to Michael Jordan. But if you're not Michael Jordan, you're going to have to learn skills to go through the things Michael Jordan did. So now that will lead into our next topic, which is really breaking down why did we create the 3-3-3? Ask, share, give. And I want you to write this down again. What is it to ask people? When you're asking people, you're asking them to pique their interest. And we want you to learn how to pique 3 people's interest every day, every other day, or a week. It doesn't matter. When I say you learn how to pique their interest, that is the first step. The second step is the follow-up, right? 3 people. The follow-up is the pre-qualifier. And I'm going to go through this, okay? So the first step is the pique. The second step is the pre-qualifier. The third one is invite 3 people to the podcast, right? Why the podcast? Why the pre-qualifier and why the peak? If you can understand that in the early phases in your career, you're learning skills. And I'm going to repeat this. Network marketing, all it is network marketing is a self-development journey with a compensation plan around it. Network marketing is a self-development journey, meaning you have to self-develop. You have to learn new things. And when you can learn new things and you can apply those learning, you're going to get paid by the people that you bring value or that you share this learning to. So basically, you are a teacher. You're a high-paid teacher. But you can only teach a topic that you're learning or that you know about. I'm going to teach you the topic of recruiting right now. And the reason why Marcy and I recruit this way, instead of telling you to go sign up 10 people, talk to 20 people, get it on and on and on. And you've heard this. If you've been with us, you understand why we tell you don't do much more, because your human body, you are not built yet to do a 100-pound dumbbells yet. You're only built to do 5-pound, 10-pound, 15-pound maximum if you're still in the first phase. They're already bodybuilders, they can handle that. But teaching that to brand new people is detrimental to me. Teaching brand new people that have never been in the industry to go through that could hurt them in the future. Why? Because if you don't really know how to pique their interest, meaning what to say, instead of just saying, oh, I just joined this new company, I want you to join me. Is that skills?
No.
No. But everybody does it. Oh, I found this new technology. You're going to make $1 million. You just have to join this package right here, and then you're going to retire. Does that really happen? No. So why are we teaching that? We don't. We got to teach. Yes, there has to be a launch. Yes, you have to build momentum and get used to it, right? But that is what the 3-3-3 is, because if you can't even learn from the first 3 people, how are you going to learn from the next 3 people and the next 3 people and the next 9 people and the next 27 people and the next 81 people? Does that make sense, everyone? You got to be able to really learn from the beginning. I'm going to teach you how to hold the scissor. I'm going to teach you how to hold the comb, and I'm going to teach you how to cut the hair. And then once you cut the hair, don't stop there. You got to cut that style 1,000 times to get that hair perfect. Does that make sense, everyone? That is how you go work out. For example, if Alan is going to go work out with me, I cannot teach him how to do sit-ups the wrong way because he's going to hurt his back. If he hurts his back, he's not going to want to ever do the sit-ups. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What does piquing the interest mean? And I want you to take this step. All piquing interest mean is that, can I ask you a question that will pique your interest, that will get you to talk to me? So where did we come up with this word? What have you learned, or what have you heard about stem cells? I'm not going to teach you how to form. Marcy's really good with that. You can watch her recordings. She knows exactly how to hit people's pain point, meaning that, how are you? What's going on with your life? Where have you been? What has been going on in the last couple of years? You got to learn how to connect that, okay? But once you do, you got to drive in that piquing interest. Now, when you pique that interest, meaning what have you heard about stem cells? You're just literally asking you, can I open up your door? Can we have a nice conversation? Because that is my agenda for you. Does that make sense? If you're going to have an agenda, this is my agenda. I want to know what you know about stem cells because I want to talk to you about stem cells. If you don't want to talk about stem cells, what is that person going to say? Maria, I don't care. I don't want stem cells. I don't know what stem cells are. Nothing. But how rare does that happen? That's not that. It's very rare they'll say that, right? At least they're going to give you some time. Now, when you pique their interest, you're going to ask them that. And then I want everyone just to understand these 3 steps. You pique their interest. Now you got to pre-qualify. What is the tool to use to pre-qualify? Start x39now.com and the podcast. Okay, and I'm really adding this on for this year. I want to make sure, I don't care if I have to do 100 of these recordings, 100 of these trainings. I physically want to make sure that our entire organization understands that number 1 skill set, which is our bread and butter. 333, Asher, Give, Peak, Pre-Qualify, and Podcast. The reason why I'm saying this is once Maria piques her interest and she got her to ask, what do you heard about stem cells? She's going to say, I don't know, or I do know. Whatever she says, Maria's going to learn how to rebuttal. Great. You don't know what stem cells are? Oh my gosh, that's so easy. We are all stem cells. We produce stem cells, but because after the age of 35, we don't produce it anymore. That's why your body, yourself cannot regenerate and repair again. Oh my God, really, Maria? Great. So have you heard of people now injecting stem cells from umbilical cords or other people's DNA? Yes, I've heard of that. Great. Now, would you be open if I finally found a technology that can turn on your own stem cells? Oh my God, Maria, you have this? Boom. What did Maria do? She piqued that person's interest. Now, if Maria wants to even take it the next step further, she can go deeper. So, Lisa, what other challenges have you heard? What are you going through right now? Oh my God, thank you for asking, Maria. You called me at the right time. I have a knee issue. I have arthritis issue. I can't sleep at night. I got hair loss. Oh my God, Lisa, I'm so glad I called you. Hey, if you're open to this information, I'm going to do 2 things for you. I am going to send you a website where you can learn all about my technology. And then I'm going to send you a recording of arthritis, knee issues from our community. And I would love to invite you to a 30-minute live call so you can hear from yourself outside of me what this technology does, and you can hear from testimonials yourself. Did everybody just understood what I just said?
Yes.
You literally just did two of the most important things. You listened to them, you piqued their interest, you pre-qualified by sending them two other links. Now, this is so important, everyone. The moment you do that, did I say I'm going to give you samples?
No.
No. Did I say I'm going to show you how to order it yet?
No.
No. Why did I not say that yet? I want
Because
you to hold that off. I want you to hold that to the last part. Oh, Maria, so if I get on here, I'm going to learn all this. What's next? What's next? Hey, if you get on this podcast, I'm going to show you how to order this at wholesale cost. I'm going to teach us all now how to maybe not give away sample as much. Only time I'm going to give samples away, everyone. And again, this is my way. Marcy loves giving samples. It works. I just want to give you two ways of how to look at sampling, okay? Samples are good. We've all got samples to join this team, okay? I only want to give samples to the people that really want to ask for samples. But samples is not coming out of my mouth. The only thing that's coming out of my mouth is, I know what pain you're going through. I'm going to give you a tool. I'm going to give you these two things to watch. If you watch this, I will show you how to get this product into your hands. If you practice this the new way, maybe this way, okay? Maybe would you learn how to have more boundaries now? Maybe would you get to learn how to listen better now? Maybe do you think if that person follows exactly step by step what you did for them, and they physically went to the website, text you back, this is awesome, I'm going to go on a podcast. They went on a podcast that day, and then that next hour, they physically called you back and say, what is next? I want this. What if out of 10 people that you've practiced this step by step with, what if 2 or 3 or 4 people love that step? What did you just do?
you can duplicate it.
Correct. You just literally saved the next 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 40 to 50 different patches that you did not have to send out. Maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those people that you did a perfect duplication with watched you, and what if they followed exactly what you did? And again, it does come down to your list. And again, who are these people? But at the end of the day, I want you to treat, I don't care if the CEO of this wellness center called you. I don't care if Michael Jordan called you. I don't care if your janitor called you. Go through the same process and treat them all the same.
Can I mention something when you're done?
Yes.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just had this thought, and I think it's appropriate. For those of you who think that making a list is not, listen, hear my heart. I have had some people talk to me about making lists. I'm like, well, gosh, don't you think this? They don't understand the power of intention. They think that that's not kind for some weird reason. They think that that's not health oriented to just make a list. Why am I making a list? It seems like it's almost like they think it's manipulation. Listen, making a list is intention. And this is my response to thinking, and I hear this too, well, I'm just going to do it organically. I'm just going to do it as I live my life. And honestly, I do mine as I live my life, but I also have a list that I make along my way. And this is why, because without intention, you're going to make zero money. And without zero money, you're going to bless zero people with your poverty mindset. I'm a very compassionate person, but you don't go to the grocery store without a list. You know, I don't go down Instacart and order unless I have an intention. I have a list. I don't just randomly go, oh, I'm going to get some bread and I'm going to get me some of this. No, I'm like, okay, I'm getting this and this and this because I'm planning this dinner and this lunch and this breakfast. I'm doing it with the plan. I'm doing it with the purpose and intention. I encourage you not to look at this as, well, I'm just going to loady-do-de-do-de-do. I'm going to walk down the road, because you're not going to get any fruit from that. There would be no benefit for that. And I don't know if I'm coming across accurately for you, but it weighs so heavy in my heart when I hear people say they're uncomfortable making a list, as if there's something wrong with having an intentional list of people that you care about, people that you haven't seen in 20 years that it would be good for you to reconnect with, people that are at your play group, people that you see, at your work, as if there's something wrong with taking a list of people in all these areas that are people you walk out life with. You have a tool to help them with inflammation, with pain, with helping their brain come back online, with balancing their life, with helping their emotions come clear. And so if you think, well, I don't want to be manipulative, I don't want to have an agenda, man, it just seems kind of wrong to have an agenda with all these people. If you don't have an agenda to help people, then get out. Just give me all your contacts, give me your list of 20, your list of 100, and I'm happy to call them and happy to connect with them, because I give a crap and I want to help them live their life in a better way. Does it work for everybody? I believe that David Schmidt actually has data on how many people it works with from a scientific standpoint, and it's high enough for you to reach into your contact instead of assuming it's not going to work for them. And if you make it clear with them, the little things like 1 month out of 10 years of life, and it doesn't work immediately showing benefits because it's stem cell activation and it takes a while to actually move into critical areas. If you preface those things in your pre-qualification when you're moving toward that, I'm telling you, you're going to bear some wonderful fruit, even if it's 6 months down the road, if you just keep loving people with intention.
Yes.
A list is good.
Less is good. Intention, meaning that when Donna calls you, she's going to impact that person. You got to come with that energy to that person. You're lucky to be on my list. We're lucky to know each other. Does that make sense? That's the value, and you're calling valuable people now. I'm going to answer a couple of questions on here because, again, Melanie's on the point. Pre-qualification is the key. If you send out 5-day samples, I don't mind if you send out samples, everyone. But I want you to send out samples for people that have gone through those 2 steps. Are they totally peaked? Did they totally see the website? Did they go on a podcast? And do they totally understand the value of when they get the value? And then hey, you know what? I don't give out samples, but because you went through the whole process and you asked for it, I'm going to give it only for you. If you say it that way, do they feel more important? Would they value those 5 patches? But then again, when they value those 5 patches, you got to still follow up hardcore with those 5. So what I want to challenge everyone here today, can we not give out any samples or talk about how to order yet? until they have seen a podcast. I don't care if it's a live podcast or a recorded podcast, but you have to remember pre-qualifying. So if I'm looking at Ann and I talk to Ann and I find out she has a neck issue, a hair loss, and a knee, if I send her a recording or a live or a recording of it, and she resonates with that, then Ann is going to go, wow, Peter kept it so simple. He just called me. He asked me a few questions. He found out my issues. He sent me information and I went on it. And then now I think this is going to help me. Does your prospect, can they really tell that you are going to help them? If that is the case, you're going to duplicate really, really good future partners. What we don't want to see, and this is, I'm telling everyone, I don't want to see a churn and burn. I don't want to see people just calling people and go, hey, I found this awesome company. You're going to make a lot of money. Sign up with me. And they don't understand, because the moment you do that, you are physically duplicating that through your entire organization. And this happens everywhere. I'm just telling you, it's happening in LifeWave, it happens in Amway, it happens in Herbalife, it happens in New Skin. I don't care. It happens everywhere until one day you get to be in a recording like this or a training like this. Until one day you physically find a community that doesn't talk about money and actually teaches real skill sets, because we really care about your livelihood, your time, and we want you to, again, what? Learn skill sets so you can get rewarded by this industry for the long term. I am not here for the short term, and I'm never going to teach you something that I have never done. I have physically never churned and burned people, meaning I never call people just to say sign up, and I never have done that in the beginning when I started network marketing, and I'm not going to do it today. Today, we're even 1,000 times better than we were because we have skill sets. So I want to take this on this year. I really want to take this organization to focus on those things. So what are the 3 P's again?
Pique your interest. Mm-hmm.
Pre-qualify them by sending them a website, getting them to a podcast, or send them a recorded podcast from our Telegram that resonates with them. Once they do that, they call you back, and then you can tell them, I can show you how to order this at wholesale cost after that. I want each one of you, there's 53 of us. I want you to do that this week, and next week I want 1 or 2 or 5 or 20 or 50 of us. Let me know, Peter, I did this step and that person actually signed up. Peter, when they signed up, they actually did the same thing that I did. Let that be your first perfect partner. Let that be your first perfect partner to start out 2023. Does that make sense, everyone? And yes, this is a numbers game. What is the only numbers? The numbers is you got to call all these people, just go through the first and second step. Pique their interest, pre-qualified. First is pique their interest. If they don't want to talk to you, you're not even getting to the pre-qualification stage anyways. Okay? Now, talking about, giving gifts right away. For example, if you give someone patches and you don't pre-qualify them, you don't pique their interest. It's like me trying to buy a dozen roses to Jenny and go, Jenny, why don't you go out with me right now and be my girlfriend? Will that work, Jenny? Will you go out with me?
You'll have to throw away your roses, man.
You're going to throw away my roses, right? You're not going to be like, who the hell is this guy? This guy can think he can convince me to go out with them just because he says he has
roses.
Nice. And right, everyone, just go back to that. Really think about how you're approaching people. Put yourself in their shoes. What do they think? Oh, I just got patches right now. And trust me, there are a couple of, there's a lot of leaders in LifeWave that just call people and say, I got something for you. I'm going to give you patches. I'm going to give you patches. They don't even know the skill sets.
Hey, Peter, do you remember you share about in the very beginning, you talked to someone that you really cared about, and you gave him a 30-day supply.
Yes.
And then after 30 days, he still hadn't used it. And then I think after however long it was, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, you're like, okay, bring me my patches because they have value to me, even if they don't have value to you. So he was probably rude to the guy without meaning to be, just because he had a relationship with him already. I don't suggest you say, give me my stuff. But for instance, I have a gentleman that I did send I'm just telling you, Peter can yell at me. I have a gentleman that I enrolled in another state who was trying to recruit me. And I found out his issues while he was trying to recruit me for his business. And so I got to recruit him instead. Anyway, so in that context, we're talking about his issues, and these are really helping him physically. They're really helping him. He saw a difference within just like 3 weeks. It's precious to me, just precious. But I can tell he could be an actual business builder. So I, out of integrity and wanting to help, send him a 30-day supply on me that I purchased. I sent him a little package. I did, and along with some other things for him to use to build. 3 months has gone by, squat, nothing. So the other day, I texted him. I said, hey, are you using the package I gave you, which included an order form, the patch summary, things like that for him that were laminated? I'm the over the top lover, man. I laminate all these things and I give it to him so he's ready to roll. And I said, if you're not, I would it's okay that you return those to me. And this is why, because you haven't enrolled anybody. So he texted me back and he said, sent some of those out. I'm a little surprised you're asking for it back. And I said, well, you haven't had any enrollments. You've said you had 3 people ready to talk with me, and you haven't let me talk with any of them. And so if you're honestly following up with people and following through with people, I'm happy for you to continue to use the patches that I gave you in order for you to build your industry. But if you're not going to use them for that intention, if you're not going to follow up and follow through with them yourself, and if you're not going to let me follow up and follow through with them, then I would like them back.
Let me ask you, Donna, did that person see a podcast before you gave them a patches?
He did, because this person is in the health and wellness industry and makes more than I make, and I'm doing good for a year and a half. He's been in industry for a long time, so he's in a different anyway. But he did see it, but he's just busy with his own industry. But regardless of that, he still agreed to use it for that reason. I don't care what he's doing. And I'm happy that he's doing that. I'm happy he's making his living. I'm happy. That's good. But if he wants this and he wants to help people get actually restored in their health and not just help them get good in their numbers, then this is what's going to repair his people. And he knows it. And he said, I know that this takes my industry to another level. So I'm telling y'all, if you're going to give a supply, I don't call them samples, you need to follow up and follow through with those that you give to people to make sure they put them on, to make sure they're using them, because they could be sitting on their desk because they have no value to them, or they might be giving away or putting them underneath. Or, I mean, Sandy and I know, we're like, really, you said you wanted them, and now you're not, because we didn't pre-qualify and we didn't get a commitment for them to do it.
Again, that's what I'm talking about. And everyone, I have tested this numerous times. I've given away sleeves. I've given away patches without them looking at a website, without them getting on a podcast. I am 0 for 100 already. 0 for 100. So if I can't even convert them, what do you think the field is going to do?
And even after that, what I'm realizing now is this is like the follow up to this is like the follow through to the follow up to me. Once you send the supply to someone, if you have not gotten a commitment before you send it, that they're willing to even put them on their body, that it doesn't
Correct.
come out of their mouth, or they don't agree to use it, then it's still a throwaway, or it's still on their schedule instead of your schedule. And you just sent them $30 worth of product that someone else might have put on today.
And what you can do to check that is once they receive it, tell them to take a picture of where they placed that patch.
That's so good.
Okay, so
like it.
go, once you receive your patches, please take a picture of where you put it, on the back of your neck, your belly button, your arm, your forehead, your neck, wherever. Show me that first picture. At least that is a follow-up. Now, I want to do two things, because I've seen personal trainings, everyone, where they teach people how to buy diamond packs and give 19 sleeves away. And then they said that once you do that, and then out of the 19, 1 or 2 or 3 are going to duplicate that, and then you're going to become an SPD. No, no, and no. That's why I'm doing this training, because I'm letting you know that is a burn and churn. That is not a skill set. Who wants to build a business on luck? No, we're not building this business on luck. We're building it on skill set. What we're learning here is skill sets, okay, everyone? So just make sure if you hear any other type of training, if it doesn't resonate with your heart, meaning that's not the way it works, don't follow that way, okay? It's not the right way.
And we don't build a business on rank either. Listen,
I want you to know.
You don't build a business. And this is why what I'm saying is, of course I want to go rank. Oh my gosh, how fun to make presidential. I'm like, yay. But do you know what my focus has been from the beginning when I was not even a manager is, okay, well then how much money can I earn? And then once I make a manager, I'm like, wow, how can I max out the manager plan? So when I made director, it didn't matter as much as I loved making director because that was fun. But when am I going to rank out the manager plan as a director? And as a senior director, when am I going to rank out? When am I going to max out the management compensation while the senior director? So my concern is, how am I going to max out the first rank's money? Even if I rank up to all these things, doesn't matter, because I want to earn a living. I want to earn income. I don't want to just make a rank. You can go anywhere and make a rank. It's about earning the income. And it's not, and it is skill set, but it's also life. Do you know how many life skills I've learned in the last year and a half, y'all? Do you know how much my life has been changed in the last year and a half? More than just learning how to follow up and follow through. I mean, I thank God for that. But do you know, follow up and follow through in your own life will help you follow up and follow through with someone else's life. And you begin to value yourself more than even the patches, because you realize you have something that is of great value for humanity, and you get a bigger picture than just you. But if you don't have a picture for you won't be able to have a picture for humanity. And so I just want to encourage you, I want to earn income. And so I'm focusing on ranking out or on maxing out that first thing. And I won't say where I am, but I'm just in a place that literally now I'm maxing out the manager plan just now, and I'm a presidential. I know some people that make 3 times that I make as presidential. So the money really is there, y'all. But I'm saying for me, I'm right there where I'm consistent with it now. It's a consistency now, not go up and down. So now my mind is, okay, now how can I max out the director?
Yes.
I'm looking at max, even though I might be presidential, how can I max out that next plan? What does it take to do that? Oh, that means make more managers. It just comes down to making more managers. That's all it is.
But when I say, I'm going to piggyback what you just said, okay, Donna, but I want each one of you to understand this. A rank is only a definition of how many people you've helped. Okay? Now, if you mean, that does not mean a rank is how many people I signed up. Does that make sense, everyone? Signing up, a rank defines of how many people you've helped, a rank. So, for example, if you're a manager and you signed up 4 people to become a manager, correct? You could have sold 4 gym memberships. But that does not mean you took 4 people to the gym.
Ooh, that's good.
Let me repeat that again.
That's good.
A manager is only a rank, but that does not mean you took them to the gym and developed them. That's
so
why
good.
the next rank is what? A director. Because as a director, you need to have 2 managers, one on the left, one on the right. That means you learned already how to develop someone already. So the next rank as a director tells me that you already learned how to develop 2 people. Now, when you become a senior director, from a director to a senior director, that is 10,000 points. To get to 10,000 points, that means you must have helped people below that manager to produce volume to duplicate. So you cannot be a senior director if you've done a churn and burn. You could have, but it won't last. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say is that when you are a real manager, you really helped maybe 1 person out of that 4, 5, or 6 people. That doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. You'll sign up, you'll reach manager. That's why the more important rank for me is the senior director. You can still become a director by helping 2. But to get to senior director, you got to develop volume. And that to me shows depth. That means you have built depth, okay? Building depth takes skills. Or you could just buy a bunch of products and build depth. But again, that does not mean what exactly Donna said. You're not maxing out your maximum on that 1 rank. Because if you did, then you would already be filled with a lot of people that know what they're doing below you. Does that make sense?
When you start maxing out the management plan, I can almost guarantee, Peter may correct me, I can almost guarantee when you max that out, you have gone more than 10,000 in volume a month.
Correct. Oh yeah, correct.
You know,
but
you have.
Imagine this. Nobody's gonna max out a manager, director, and senior director. I'm telling you right now. You're not gonna max it out in the beginning stages. It takes a while to do that, okay?
Yes.
One thing but what did Marcy do? She maxed out at 100,000 a month, $25,000 a week.
We all helped her do it too, and it's exciting.
Exactly. My point was that it was the people below Marcy that were properly trained to duplicate properly, and that's why she makes the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd generation overrides, and that's why the left side and the right side is properly growing with proper volume. Man. Not yo-yo volume. And I'm going to test each one of you this. I'm going to really test you with this. Look at this way. I guarantee you, join a team that teaches you to buy diamonds and give it away and move volume. But look at how many leaders they have. 0. Or join a team that teaches you skills like this. We still produce volume, but we have ranks, real ranks to prove that this is real skills that we're really developing people. Does that make sense, everyone? So you're going to see 2 types of team. You're going to see a team that pushes a lot of volume, but they don't have ranks. They don't have higher ranks because they don't move up. Or you're going to see a team like this that takes their time and puts all their effort into teaching skills to make sure that each one of us here can build their own organization the right way. So you don't burn through money, you don't burn through your name, people respect you, at least they know you're learning as you're growing, and that's what your friends see you. They're seeing you as someone that is a real estate agent, a hairstylist, a grandmother, a janitor that is willing to work hard to get out of where they are. Does that make sense? That's who you are. That's who we are. Okay. So that's what this community is. And that's why, again, we have to do these calls like this. So
Hey, real
Donna,
quick.
it's already
Yep.
1:36.
Oh, I know. Let me just say, in the, I think in the Facebook would be easier if all of you, if none of you are in the Facebook group of Be Activating, if you could just go to your personal profile in your own account, and where it says profile, it'll have ID number. If you could copy that ID number and then remember who enrolled you, which is also found in your profile area. If you could take that information, go to the Be Activating group in Facebook, and then ask to be a member, and then give that information, because that's a pre-qualification to be in the group. And I'm going to, underneath in the comment section, I'm going to put the hot sheet. I feel like some of you are interested in, and some of you are in the journey for a while. Maybe you want to refresh yourself on how do you max out the manager or the director. So you have something that you can start moving toward in your heart and in your mind if you're already building. I just want to encourage you.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week, and we'll also talk about maybe we can go back to how to cycle and earn $50 a day to start accumulating towards your maxing out, because you got to start somewhere. You got to start from the basics, which is learning how to enroll, learning how to cycle, and then learn how to make generational match overrides. So I'm going to stop the live stream. So Facebook world, thank you for joining us. Boop. I'm going to stop this recording real quick. Stop recording.